never slow up, no I don't take shit, I got no...
Mike Yu, his mates call him.
Just having a look then, David Gonzalez, and unfortunately tumbling down our timing screens, and it really impacted Benyat Fernandez, and someone else has gone down too! Hill there. You cannot imagine it from just your TV screens, how they're not just in the Moto3 Junior World Championship last time out, in Jerez just last week, there as well, a few riders going wide there. I wonder what on earth has happened. It looked holding the front every time. Well, that's why they're in Rebel Rookies commentary box.
That's right.
He came away with 9 points, 7th place finish in race 2 for him. So it's like it was Tinez, the Venezuelan, tumbling down our timing screen, as well as Benyat Fernandez.
And as I say, they go through the gearbox, through the left-hander in first, and they just go second, third, fourth. You know,
certainly taking that confidence from there through to here, as we see Singapore up there ahead. Oh dearie me, what a big shame that was. Such a good charge through the field already, but we switch our attention.
So steep down there that they just as quickly as they can change the gear, they do so. So there is the number 13
of Marco Morelli then. So this is the battles for 12th back towards the front. Brian is catching Veda, and he's got David Gonzalez with him.
Of Hakim Danish, our points leader, but he's yet to win a race this year. He's frustrated by that.
13th, so Morelli's found his feet a little bit, hasn't he? What was he doing last time out?
And I think Veda was perhaps using a little bit too much road coming out. He couldn't quite get on the gas as hard. More frustrated is Brian Uriarte, who's won 2 races and twice been knocked off. And once by
last lap around a 2:03.
But it's ridiculous. You know, Marco Morelli, you remember, go back to as he wanted to.
There's Ramersdorfer, who went down, as well as Benyat Fernandez.
Hakim Danish.
Yeah, and he wants to be running away with it by this point in the championship, didn't he? You know, he looks at what he did last year.
Assen last year can win a race like he's on a different planet.
Yes.
And then how is he scratching around here for...
Nez as well, I believe, unless he's just gone really, really wide, caught up in some kind of chaos. By the time here, I could go one better than that. He wants to be a Junior GP champ and Red Bull Rookies champ in this.
A few points.
Obviously, he started from the back of the grid, didn't get the first lap that he would have wanted. We'll have to see. Screens confirm it is Ramersdorfer and Benyat Fernandez who have both crashed out.
And you saw
the same year, like the riders all before him, as Pugliese now picks his pocket into the final turn. That is what happens tomorrow when the grid has changed up again, won't we?
The number 11 of David Gonzalez make the pass on Brian Uriarte. The previous lap we've been on board.
Impressive move, because that is so fast into there, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. I say they don't break. But he just, you know, that's unfortunate. I think he's a lovely yard with Brian looking back at David Gonzalez, and he couldn't do it. Well, he made it work this time. If they flick it in there, scrubbing off the speed, then on the brakes as they go into the left-hander. And man, he's got incredible talent, but it just has up weekends and down weekends. That's just the way. Slow each other down, then Veda is going to disappear. But the number 11 of David Gonzalez looking super, absolutely sensational stuff.
Well, now it's getting spicy, because Pratama has not got the lead that he once had.
It is.
Well, I do know he's I was just going to say, Maverick Vinales, his management.
Determined in second, and is right on the tail of Veda Pratama now.
David, and it's Uriarte up the inside of Pugliese, who gets the switch back there, or does he? No, Uriarte agency, Marco Morelli's in, actually, it's part of Maverick Vinales' own agency, and he came by. Gonzalez, 11th in the standings, is the number 11 coming into this race. He's finished 3, so he says, no way, chap, I'm out of that into turn 2. Up the climb towards turn 3 we go, and you think it's 10 yesterday to sort of instantly after qualifying to see what was going on with effectively one of his riders. Out of 4 races so far, a very quiet Le Mans, just taking away a few points, but had a great start to the season back in Jerez on the way down from the reverse corkscrew. This is quite a brutal climb for any runner or cyclist. You know, big part of that agency. It was announced yesterday, so I'm sure 8 points coming away from that one. So, but this is, he's going to get a bit of a nosebleed here running this high, as we see. Oh, we've got 2 riders down, unfortunately. Joel Pons and Christian Daniel down and out of this. Maverick himself, a KTM factory rider can be helping out with them.
Well, that's an interesting point you make, because I know...
High up, as we see, Tassini had a grid infringement, double long lap penalty. Oh, dearie me. Race as well, that's a big shame. Pons was having a better weekend of it. I saw him earlier, he was pretty happy. And
from the Red Bull Athletes Performance Centre was one of the mental coaches. Yeah, that's a messy way to start the race, isn't it? What a shame. Okay, and you don't know why. I mean, he could have been...
Christian Daniel down and out as well.
And Joel just doesn't have any luck at the moment, does he? As you say, he was doing better this weekend. He works with Maverick Vinales, actually. And he was in Jerez and working with Maverick. So, in the wrong position or what? I have no idea. Well, we don't know exactly what he did wrong, but obviously he's done something. Okay, it's Veda. Certainly didn't need that. Both obviously okay, and they're going to be riding again tomorrow.
What happened here then? Oh!
If he can help Maverick, maybe Maverick can help Marco Morelli on the mental side. Because, you know, when you're that quick, Pratama, and then the 11 of David Gonzalez, Brian Uriarte, and those trio, I think.
Oh, Christian took himself out, and then Pons clipped him.
When you can win a race on a different planet like he did at Essen last year, it really there's nothing wrong with your riding. Being caught by the 31 of Giulio Pugliese and Hakim Danish on the number 30.
Christian, that was a brutal looking one. Glad to see him up and walking.
Well, thank you. It really has to be a mental thing, doesn't it?
You know, exactly. He's very, very high praise rider in the Junior World. Carter Thompson there in 6th place, with Sullivan Mounty up from 11th on the grid there in 7th as well.
Goodness for the Tech Air suit from Alpine Stars, which obviously fired up as he was in the air and will have...
Championship as well, he sits 9th position. Didn't have a very good Jerez, strictly spoke just off the back of this group, so we're really seeing it properly strung out, Peter. This is absolutely fascinating.
Saved a very, very nasty collision with the tarmac on the way down. There is a number 11 of David Gunn.
Speaking, his best result was 8th place there in... I wonder what the conditions are like out there. I mean, the pace being drilled out here. I mean, you got...
Gonzalez, the Spaniard, he's the 4th of those 5 riders.
Race 1. So Morelli just a bit bogged down in confidence perhaps at the moment, you might say. 2 riders out the top 3 in 2:01s. Most of the others, apart from Pugliese and Danish, they're in 2.
It still is Veda Pratama who has the advantage. Brian Uriarte in 2nd.
Look who are top 3.
Yeah. Okay, back with the leaders then. So this is the leading 5, and we've decided, for whatever reason, with a
2:02s. Everybody else in minimum 2:03. So it's just a red hot pace. Peter, it's as if Pratama never went away and had an injury. It's like we're watching her
4.6 second gap that these 5 are going to remain to the end. Now it'll
like the sun out there at the moment from these leaders.
And pole time was 2:01.9
again, but you've got sporting acts and potentially the extra protagonist.
You know, who has an advantage? Who's got something extra? Obviously, Veda Pratama doesn't know 5, and Veda Pratama has just done a 2:02. Yeah, 2:02
as well of David Gonzalez and Giulio Pugliese. But the top 3, Pratama,